the greatest little internet radio show today. That's right, it is Blow the Whistle here at Lombard Studios in Illinois Media School.
Straight out of Lombard.
We've been here for years. That's right. Blow the Whistle here with you still, always, even though I haven't been in this seat in a while. But I'm Tyler Buterbaugh, alongside with my good buddy
Andrew Pepe Valentin.
And who do we got in the back over there? Who we got in the back? Let's see it, because we got a new camera angle over there. That's right. We got our boy TJ Knacker. And David Dykstra. He's sitting back there.
He's not feeling too well.
He's not feeling good.
Hello.
That is as loud as his voice is gonna get. And who else we got back there? We got one more person back there. We got our world's greatest social media manager. Give us your name.
I'm here.
She's coming. That's right. That is Emily Green, also known as my fiance.
Yes.
Yeah, I locked it in. I upgraded it. But
Ye
I've
old
upgraded the package.
The old ball and chain.
The old ball and chain.
Yes.
Oh my God, I forgot about my.
Yeah, you didn't say your nickname.
I didn't say my nickety name.
I don't know why.
I'm a the old ball and chain butterball.
Yes.
So, all right. So, got a lot to talk about today. We're gonna recap the wild card weekend in the NFL playoffs. We're gonna talk a little Chicago Bulls as some specific player woke up, played some basketball. I don't know how he did defensively, but offensively he did pretty damn good.
He put up some points.
We put up some points. We like points. More points means wins.
Points means
most
wins.
part.
Yes.
And then we'll talk a little bit more of the NBA. We'll do that. So, obviously the big and the most fun, we're gonna talk playoffs.
Yes.
Playoffs.
Absolutely.
So, first game, let's start it off. We're going to do Seahawks and Niners. Niners win against the Seahawks 41-23. Mr. Irrelevant. 332 yards, 3 touchdowns. It's like, what the hell?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess to really ask the question, can we really not sleep on this kid? Is he now Mr. Relevant? Is he going to... I mean, what was the thing I saw? He was the first rookie quarterback to have 4 touchdowns in a playoff game.
Yeah.
So
Andrew, your fat fingers said Birdie, not Purdy.
Yeah.
It says Purdy. What are you talking about?
I think I read it as B Purdy.
Oh.
Because that's his initials, B Purdy.
Birdie.
Look, it doesn't matter, all right? You guys know what I was talking about.
He's Mr. Relevant.
He's a Purdy birdie, all right?
He's a Purdy birdie.
I mean, I wouldn't say you should necessarily sleep on this guy. It has looked like he understands how this offense works. I mean, he's been working in this similar system since he was at Iowa State. So there's not much of a big transition that needs to happen for him to go from college to the NFL, right? It's relatively very easy for him, I think, to slide in. Plus, he's a studious guy. He's a hard worker. He seems to understand that he needs to be in the film room, and he's committed to that kind of stuff. So I don't think it's necessarily needing to sleep on him. It's just I don't know how much credit to give to the kid other than to say, yeah, he threw some nice balls, but a lot of it was the work of guys like Deebo Samuel and Christian McCaffrey. Like a lot of guys set him up. And Kittle. Guys set him up in a good way where he can be successful. Plus having the defense he has in San Francisco certainly gives him a buffer.
This totally changes a lot because, I mean, when oh my God, I'm going blank on his name. Garoppolo.
Yes.
Jesus. When he was at the starting quarterback position, it was just like, dude, you're wasting a lot of this talent you have on that offense, and it was just the defense carrying him.
Right.
Now it's nice to see because when they traded for McCaffrey, I was like, okay, this is you're getting yourself
it's a bold move.
Unicorn.
Yeah.
But it's like, how much can you really use him when you have Garoppolo? Purdy has known he's figuring out how to use these weapons.
Right.
And that's the scary thing because I think David, San Francisco, they were your favorite for the Super Bowl?
They are now my favorite for the Super Bowl.
They are now his favorite for the Super Bowl. Before,
it might be
I
his
thought he was
favorite
crazy
team if they win it. So.
Oh yeah, I know. David did say that this was going to be Niners will be his new favorite team if they make it or win the Super Bowl.
Win.
Okay, so they have to win.
Yeah, they have to win.
It's possible.
Yes.
Now that I'm seeing how Purdy's playing, it scares me.
Yeah.
Nothing against the Niners, but I mean, now there's competition in the NFC.
And I mean, let's not forget too, they have one of the best coaches in the NFL in Kyle Shanahan, who understands. Look, this kid is young, is a rookie. There's going to be moments where he may be a little bit shaken because, let's be honest, it's the playoffs, right? A lot counts on this one. You lose, you're out. There is no
It's
second
win or
chances.
go home. It's it's not even like totally different from the regular season. It's totally different.
Absolutely. So Shanahan knows
They're
exactly.
going to play yet. I mean, they're going to play the Cowboys, but let's go through the rest. Let's go through all the wild card games first, and then we'll preview. This game, I think this was easily the craziest game.
Yeah.
Chargers fall to the Jags after the Chargers were up 27-7 at halftime. And Trevor Lawrence, I don't know if you guys saw this. Trevor Lawrence threw 4 interceptions in the first half. You almost thought it was over. Now he said no. And he threw 4 touchdowns in the second half. And so a question I'm going to put out to you, and I'm going to give David credit this one because David asked me this, and I thought this was a pretty damn good question. Despite the 4 interceptions, but he still threw 4 touchdowns.
Yeah.
If this was a Super Bowl game, would you consider him winning the Super Bowl MVP? Everyone give us your guys' thoughts on our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at BlowTWhistle1, BLOWTWHISTLE1. So, I mean, I like that question by David.
But it was still, he threw three interceptions in the first half with 1 touchdown, and then it was 3 touchdowns with 1 interception in the second half. So he completely reversed everything of how this game was looking. He's definitely the MVP. You throw 4 different touchdowns to 4 different receivers, and Ingram, Kirk, Jones, and Jones Jr. I mean, he spread the ball everywhere. He looked like the kind of quarterback that you would take number 1 overall. He looked like the guy all year long that we were like, wow, he's leading the Jaguars, and he did it again. But
if you look at the second half of the season, and Peterson in the post made a good point, like, they've you can clearly see they've learned to come back. Because
Absolutely.
They started off their season.
They have resiliency.
Well.
They're not going away.
No, and I mean, we saw that in this game, and so for them to just come back and really that was just a huge shock to me. Like usually by that Chargers, I thought we were gonna have this game in the bag,
right?
And then it really shows what Trevor Lawrence is capable of.
Yeah,
he's here for the long haul.
Absolutely.
In Jacksonville, I mean, you guys would be silly to get rid of him.
No, yeah,
and I mean,
he's the
let
franchise
alone,
guy.
It's his first ever playoff game.
Yeah,
and to kind of take that step mid-game and be like, okay, this is what we got to do, and like the whole team going around him. I mean, that was huge.
Yeah,
that was Jacksonville's scary.
That's not absolutely.
I mean, despite they're gonna be playing Kansas City this weekend, I could see it being close.
Yeah,
they have some. Jacksonville's grit. They have something to prove.
No, yeah.
First team to ever win a playoff game after having the worst record the year before.
Right.
So I mean,
David, you have thoughts?
It's amazing what a real head coach will do for a football team.
Anything to take a shot at Urban Meyer, man. Anything. I mean,
realistically, though.
Yeah, no, it's the truth. It is the truth. When you have a head coach who understands how to utilize the assets in front of him,
right?
Which
knows the names of players.
Yeah, this is why when you have a franchise quarterback, or you have the potential of a franchise quarterback, maybe hiring a guy that can work one-on-one with him, like a Doug Peterson, who was a quarterback, was a quarterback's coach, was an offensive coordinator, and knows an offense back to front, front to back, who also won a Super Bowl.
With Nick Foles.
With Nick Foles. Not a bad hire. He turned Carson Wentz into an almost MVP the year they went to the Super Bowl. Had he not gotten hurt, he probably wins MVP that year, and he probably wins Super Bowl MVP if he's healthy for that Super Bowl. Because I don't think anything would have been different, to be quite honest.
Here's a scary question for you, both of you.
Yeah.
Imagine if Doug Peterson had been the coach all along.
Yeah.
And the progression that Trevor Lawrence would have made from rookie
year 1 to year
where they
2?
probably make the playoffs, barely, but probably make the playoffs.
They probably are 10-7, 11-6.
I would say they would have.
To this year.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's the scary thing. If Peterson stepped in earlier, I mean, good job, Jacksonville, for finally making the right decision.
I also want to note, too, this says so much for the Chargers and their ineptitude,
They fired
Mick Lombardi.
And then they fired
their offensive coordinator.
Quarterback's coach.
They fired the quarterback's coach. So
is Staley next? Do you think he needs to go?
I don't think he's getting fired. Because Tom Telesco...
I would have figured they would have fired him by now if they're already firing.
Yeah, if Telesco really wanted him out, he would have been gone after that. Today. Today would have been the day that he would have been fired or something.
Clean office.
Yeah, I think they're looking at Brandon Staley saying, look, we made the playoffs. Maybe we just made a mistake on offense because, listen, Justin Herbert played pretty well in this game from the start to the finish,
did.
right? But ultimately, he didn't play like the superstar that you want to see him, right? One touchdown pass. I know we're going to get to Burrow and everything, but he threw a touchdown, right, in that game, in the playoffs too. But you expect to see more from a guy like Justin Herbert even with the weapons that he has out there. He's got a connection with Joshua Palmer, DeAndre Carter. He still has Allen out there, Keenan Allen. I mean, his leading receiver was his tight end, Gerald Everett, who's been so up and down all year long, but that's your leading receiver. Something was off with the Chargers offense for sure.
He definitely took like a step down this season. He wasn't the Herbert that everyone saw in his first couple of years.
He's still a top 10. Yeah, he's still a top 10 quarterback, but
I would definitely put it still as top 10.
I don't know if I can put him in the top 5 right now. I mean, and that's not his fault, really. No. It's on the fault of they're not getting the ball in the hands of this kid.
Upwards on where he should. Yeah, no, absolutely.
So I think Staley sticks around, but he's got like one more year. He's got
do or die.
It's got the Nagy year, okay? He's got the Nagy, and Nagy. He's got the Nagy and Pace year. Him and Telesco have the Nagy and Pace year, where it's like you guys don't get it done. You're both probably getting fired.
Real quick, speaking of Nagy, did you hear about?
Yes, he's getting the potential job with the
offensive coordinator job in Tennessee.
Real quick though, here's the problem with that decision on keeping Brandon Staley. You now are probably going to miss out on a generational head coach in Sean Payton, who would have taken that team to heights.
Oh, this would be a totally different Chargers team. And I mean, I think Herbert would have easily have taken that step up this season that he did not take that we thought he was going to take. I think, that would have been huge.
I think they would have been at least one win better, but the problem with Sean Payton's always been he's never been able to get the defensive coordinator thing right. That's always been the thing that's kind of cost him. Like the best defensive coordinator they ever had was Greg Williams. And nobody will ever hire Greg Williams again except for being a DC at the most because of the Bounty Gate thing.
Right.
Like that's still something that is a black mark on his coaching name. And Sean Payton will never hire him back, unfortunately, but that is probably the best guy that he's ever had to coach defense. Otherwise, I don't know if he could. I think he would help the Chargers be better offensively. I don't know how much, though, that would propel them into like winning a division or being Super Bowl champions. Not that he can't do it. Just got to get the defense right.
Real quick,
one last question.
Go ahead.
And then I'll leave you guys alone.
You don't have to if you don't want to.
Thoughts on Cliff Kingsbury being the next offensive coordinator for the LA Chargers.
Well, LA Ram Chargers? I don't
LA
know.
Ram Chargers?
The Ram Chargers?
The LA
Which team
Chargers.
is it, the Chargers or the Rams?
Well, everything I'm hearing is because now that McVay has announced that he's staying, that there's rumors that McVay would hire him on as offensive coordinator with the Rams. I don't know if he'd go because they're like buddies, aren't they?
Yeah, they're friends. They're close with each other. I've heard Patriots.
I've heard that too.
I've heard Patriots
no
because
sense to me whatsoever.
No, because he was the third string quarterback to Tom Brady. He's already worked with Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick says he's a smart-minded guy, blah, 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 blah. It's because he's part of the Patriot family. He was a former player, so he's a Patriot. Dude, just go outside of the Patriot system. It hasn't worked for you yet. You keep bringing in guys from the inside. If it's not been Josh McDaniels, it's been anybody. It's been everybody else that's like, oh, he was the offensive line coach. He was the offensive coordinator. He was our defensive line coach and our defensive coordinator, and he was our special teams coach. To just go find somebody else outside the box. It's
family.
Don't be about family, okay? It's okay. It doesn't have to be about the Patriot way.
I would say Kingsbury to the Chargers would make a lot more sense, and I think he'd have a lot more success because I think him with Herbert would be a much better fit than
the Chargers have more upside, and it would be a perfect place for him to be able to develop a young quarterback rather than go to the old busted up Rams right now.
Yeah.
We have salary cap issues across the board, no draft picks, so he's not getting any young talent to be able to come in. I like the Chargers.
Real quick before we move on to the next game, Doug Peterson, does he get your vote for Coach of the Year?
No, my Coach of the Year is going to Brian Dable.
That's fair.
Come on, man.
No.
Come on, man.
I would agree.
You go from nothing. I mean, they were nothing. And you make it into, I mean, we're going to get there. But, I mean, you made it into something clearly. He has brought a culture into New York. The Giants feel like, I mean, my favorite thing is seeing Eli, not on the Manning cast, but he was on another podcast, I guess, talking with somebody over the phone, and he goes, I mean, I was a part of a team that was 9-7 back in 2007, and we all know how that one went. So you can't be wrong with that.
Don't get me wrong, he's my favorite.
Yeah.
But I think Doug Peterson should be in the mix.
I would say he's certainly in that talk.
He got handed to the team after your favorite guy, Coach did,
Yes.
and all that stuff, and what he turned and what he made Trevor Lawrence.
That 6-1
I would
run
say
is
his name's
unbelievable.
got a ring in there. For
Absolutely.
sure.
You don't take a team 6-1 at the end and win the division and not
And
get
like I
some
said,
notification.
Worst record in the league last year
Yes.
to winning a playoff game.
Yeah, with very little added, by the way, too. I mean,
Exactly.
talent, yes, but very little added across the board.
Here's the part for me that separates Doug Peterson from Brian Dable. Brian Dable has done more with less than Doug Peterson has.
Totally agree.
Yeah.
I mean, Daniel Jones.
I mean,
talk
you're talking about less. That's a lot less, so. But,
All right. So obviously, Jacksonville moves on. They will be playing Kansas City again. We're gonna be talking about that game later. Next one, first Sunday game: Bills and Dolphins. Bills just slip away, 34-31 against the Dolphins. Mind you, Skylar Thompson was starting quarterback.
yes.
Bills were an 18.5-point favorite before this game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even have a question. What happened?
What happened?
What happened? And you know what the sad thing is Dolphins could have actually won this game if Waddle didn't drop, like, I don't even know how many clear passes that Skylar Thompson threw to the guy. I mean, I wouldn't just target on Waddle. There was a lot of drop passes that Skylar Thompson put right in the hands of these guys, and it could have been this game could have been different. Bills could have went home.
Absolutely.
So what is going on with this Bills? Obviously, we've seen the inconsistency, but the Bills this isn't the Bills' first time in the playoffs.
No.
Why
it's
in the
not.
hell are they acting like it's their first time?
I think the clear answer to that is the guy we were just talking about, Brian Dable, is gone. And
He was a huge loss.
absolutely. And listen, I'm not saying that Ken Dorsey has not done a decent job with this team, but you can clearly see there is a night and day difference on how this offense is performing compared to where they were last year, right? We see the dip in yards for Gabriel Davis, right? He still had a decent year, but the guy last year that we saw was, I think, way better than what we saw this season. Now, he played well in this playoff game, don't get me wrong. He scored one of the 3 passing touchdowns, right?
Right.
Stephon Diggs was still on his best. The running game was so inconsistent, though. Josh Allen had to be so much a part of that run game, which you don't really want a quarterback like him to be rumbling and stumbling and bumbling all over the place as your leading rusher, right? You want to get an actual running back in the mix. So, and hopefully they found one, maybe with like James Cook combined with Devin Singletary. They may have a running back by committee thing.
James Cook, he hasn't really impressed me though.
No, I mean
He's done like the little bit that they need,
right?
But like, and how
He's only played more so towards the end of the season, so.
Right.
But this comes down to Josh Allen for some reason takes a lot of unnecessary risks, and he threw a lot of bad passes that unfortunately just got picked off at the wrong time. And not only that, but then you have the fumble which got returned for a touchdown for Miami, and I thought that might have been it. I thought that was the
game
dagger.
over. I was like, oh my God, Miami's moving on. And I never would have thought.
I definitely thought that was going to be, but like you said, Skylar Thompson's a rookie quarterback, third string backup because Tua's out with a concussion.
Can we just ask?
And Teddy's out.
What were they feeding these young quarterbacks that we're all of a sudden seeing like come out of nowhere?
Yeah.
What are they feeding them?
They're
They're not playing their starters.
Yeah, Skylar Thompson was playing well during the preseason. I mean, so credit where credit's due for him. But, I mean, he didn't play well in this game.
He didn't do great.
He did not do great.
But
like
again,
you said,
like how I said, I mean,
drop passes. I mean, he threw 15 passes to Tyreek Hill. He threw 7 to Jalen Waddle, between the two of those guys, they had 10 catches apiece.
Yeah.
You can't have that.
No.
When you've got over 20 passes between your two top receivers,
2 top 5 receivers in the league.
I would say, yeah, top 5, top 10 for sure. You can't do that. You're not going to win the game that way. But
No.
the Bills almost threw this one away for sure. So if they don't play better, I mean, I don't think they have a team of destiny on their hands at this point. It feels like it's going to be a lot more of a struggle.
It brings concern to me with how they played and who they're playing next week, which we're gonna talk.
Yep.
So Bills move on. They play the Bengals, and here we'll talk about. Let's break it up. Let's talk about your Bengals.
Yeah, sure.
So your Bengals move on. They win 24-17 against the Ravens. Ravens also a team that was playing with their backup quarterback, Lamar Jackson.
Yep.
Did not travel with the team.
Nope.
Which I thought was kind of funny. Anyways, what did you take out of this game? Joe Burrow didn't have his greatest game.
No.
I mean,
No, he didn't.
I think you know what I think a lot of it is just I think a lot of these experienced teams, I think they just kind of forgot like it's playoffs. It's a totally different thing. Even though they should just click in, it's playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, and then also it could have just been like they had the mindset like this is going to be easy. It's wild card. We're going to move on. But I mean, I don't know. This was a lot closer, in my opinion. Not the greatest performance by Cincy, and Cincy also one of the top favorites to win the Super Bowl, the best odds. You talk to me about your Bengals. How did you? Any concerns?
Yeah, I got a lot of concerns because they almost lost that game.
Yeah, that was.
If Huntley goes over the line there and they get the score, I think that the Ravens win this game. Mm-hmm. The Ravens did a great job playing them defensively. The Ravens did a great job executing on the run game, executing pass-wise. Huntley did not play a bad game in this one. 17 for 29. It's not bad. You go for 2 touchdown passes. Is he a better quarterback than Lamar? Maybe mechanics-wise. Maybe a little bit more arm talent-wise. But Lamar's a way better quarterback in every regard than Tyler Huntley by far. And yes, I agree with J.K. Dobbins, which I don't agree with him saying it in that moment, but I agree with what he said. If Lamar plays that game, I definitely believe that they win because he makes them that much more dynamic. He makes them that much faster, and he gives them that much more consistency on the offense. But this was just a matter of, Huntley going over the top, and Dobbins maybe should have been the guy to take the ball in the end zone. I don't know, but he already had a touchdown pass, so I would say that the Bengals got lucky with this one, really. If Hubbard's not there, right place, right time, I don't know if they win this game. Or if they do, they may be taken into overtime, and then you're talking about a 20-17 overtime win maybe, or something like that. I just don't think the Bengals, I don't think they were prepared for how the Ravens came out, because they came out, they fought hard, they beat them up, and Huntley came out and they said, we're not going to just lean on the run like we have in the past. We're going to let this sucker, we're going to let him throw
on him.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean,
and he did.
Because, I mean, the whole talk was just like Bengals were obviously way better than the Ravens.
Absolutely.
No one had faith in Huntley, and so Huntley played with some grit. And so, I mean.
And the Bengals defense didn't play well.
I mean, that's what I've been noticing is a lot of these, the higher, like the favorited teams, I think they're just kind of getting a little too ahead of themselves. And not understand.
You can't take anybody for granted.
You really can't. I mean, especially in the AFC.
Yeah.
It's anyone.
No, yeah.
In my opinion,
there's
anyone.
a lot of teams right now that could be in the hunt that you're not looking at, right? If you're doubting Jacksonville, guess what? Jacksonville could easily come up with the play that could upset Kansas City. We've seen it happen all the time. It happens all the time, right? Last year, Bengals went and upset the Titans, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, they were the number 1 seed. Everyone's like, oh, Titans, they're going to crush it. They run over everybody. Derrick Henry's back, and what happened? So you can't take anybody for granted. And I think in
Bengals
a little
last
way,
year
I
were
think
a huge example of that.
And now I think they're getting a little taste of their own medicine. They're like, oh, now we're one of the best teams, and now we have to watch our back. That's how the NFL goes.
So, so Bengals move on. They're good. Obviously, I just said they're playing the Bills. Let's talk these Giants. And because we're talking about Dable. Yeah. Giants beat the Vikings 31-24. Even though I'll admit I did pick the Vikings to win, I just figured this was going to be a different Vikings team.
Yeah,
they looked like a different Vikings team, but it comes down as the same old Kirk Cousins.
Well, here's the weird thing: he played really well. He was 31 of 39, 2 touchdowns.
So would you blame more of the defense, or do you think the Jets? The Giants.
I would blame the defense. Here's what I would say: the defense did not show up the way they needed to, and Dalvin Cook was not able to. I knew that was going to happen. A moment you try to run the ball with Dalvin Cook, they were swarming the middle. They were swarming off tackle. They knew he was coming, and they shut him down. And you didn't really stop Justin Jefferson. I would say you didn't really shut him down per se, but you did slow him down quite enough. I mean, 7 catches for 47 yards is not his usual. And
that's not the numbers that he should be putting up.
And that's a credit, I would say, to Adoree Jackson, who he was playing hurt. He's their best corner.
Yeah.
And he's really more of a return man than anything, but he goes in there and he did a great job shutting him down. And then all of a sudden, Kurt's like, I can't throw this guy. Damn. So that's when he's got to go to Thielen, and obviously T.J. Hawkinson had a game.
Great game.
He had a great game. But he couldn't get in the end zone.
No.
He couldn't get him in the end zone. So, Kurt did a really good job. I don't put this on, and this is the first time I'm saying this, I don't put this on Kirk Cousins. I put this on the defense.
I wouldn't say it was.
You let Daniel Jones throw 2 touchdowns on you. What the hell is wrong with you?
And 300 yards.
300 yards. And he outran.
Ran for 78.
He outran your running back.
That
doesn't make any sense.
The defense was crumbling in
Yeah.
this. I mean, the fact that you let Daniel, like exactly what you said, Daniel Jones do all that to you.
Yeah, but this also, again, this goes to prove why Brian Daboll, I think, is the coach of the year. Because he perfected an offense that shut down the Vikings.
Well, you know what's crazy is that there was a point towards the end of the season. It wasn't. They looked like they were going to just miss the playoffs.
Yeah, they were right on the edge.
And then they just slipped right in, and now they're moving on to the divisional round. And I forgot who they're playing next, but they could most definitely. The Eagles would be tough.
Yes,
but
that'll be a tough one.
But I wouldn't count them out.
No,
I wouldn't count the Giants out.
They're a survive and advance team right now.
It is, and this is what's making this.
I love it.
This is going to be one of the most exciting playoff seasons, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So, obviously, Giants move on. Vikings fall. No one in the NFC North.
No one's shocked.
Good. Yeah. This is what it is. Last night's game, the final one of the wild card. Cowboys whoop on the Bucks, 31-14. Prescott shows out with 5 total touchdowns. He threw for 4. Ran for 1.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I didn't like this matchup. I just don't want to see it happen. But it happened. Now the big question about Tom Brady, which, I mean, that'll come. It's just going to drag out like last year, and then he'll retire for 3 months, and then he'll come back. Or he's going to call up Giselle. Be like, hey, I'm sorry.
Please get back with me. I need my mojo.
It wasn't you. It was me. Anyway, so Dallas, they had this game since the beginning.
Yeah, absolutely.
They were up 18-0 in the half. Could have been up 22 or 24.
They could have been up by a lot more had the kicker been able to make his extra points.
But you know what, Dallas fans? I don't want you crying, okay? You won the game.
Yeah.
You didn't get a double doink, okay? Or had Cody Parkey doink 4 field goals in one game. He couldn't even do that if he tried.
No, listen. This was Dak Prescott's best performance of his entire career.
No, without a doubt. When the lights are on,
he shined. He looked like a Dallas Cowboy quarterback should. He went to the moment. He played well. He scored touchdowns. He was the reason why Dallas put a whooping on Tampa Bay. Tom did his thing. He threw 66 times though.
Which I was in and out was Leonard Fournette out?
He was not. He was hobbling. He was not playing up to par. He ran the ball as much as he could, but I don't think
I was seeing that. I didn't know if he got out
and they were stuffing him at the line anyways. There was no way for them to run the ball.
You can't let your 45-year-old quarterback throw 66 times.
His arm must have been.
You could see it at the end.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, they were able to actually score in the second half.
Right.
But dude, the passes that Brady was throwing is like
he was getting tired.
His shoulder was dead.
He was.
They could have actually
tired.
made it interesting if Mike Evans caught that ball.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing.
Brady threw that dime.
Your best receivers were. I mean, they showed up, but you needed more from them. You needed more yards after the catch from Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. The only guy that scores a touchdown of the receivers is Julio Jones. I mean,
yeah,
that's great for him, but like, come on, man, you need those other guys in the mix. You need them to step up, and this is where. Sorry, he's 45 years old. Tom Brady needs help. Like he's not going to do it by himself anymore.
Exactly. No, he's not his old. He's not the old self anymore.
No.
He's old, that's for sure. But he's not his old self.
No, absolutely.
That's why. I mean, I didn't think it was gonna be a blowout because
I thought it would be a close game, but
I figured it was gonna be close. But
I think we all figured Tampa would play much better than they did because that defense got lit up.
oh, picked apart. There was no chance.
They had no answer for Schultz. They had no answer for CeeDee Lamb. They didn't even see Michael Gallup. I mean, come on, guys. Like, I know he's not that great of a player, but you've got to know who's on the field where. Like, it's just
Even Pollard didn't do too bad. Granted, I mean, he usually runs for more, but I mean, he didn't do too bad.
He set the tone for them on the ground. He set the tone. I mean,
Zeke,
you knew Zeke was not going to be able to get it done.
I was going to say, where was he? I didn't even see him.
He had a couple of good runs here and there. That's about it. But yeah.
So obviously, Cowboys move on. Question remains about Tom Brady. We'll talk about that later. I don't care about Tom Brady right now. Let's enjoy that he's not in it.
Yeah, David, you had a point.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
No, I just got a little bit of breaking news. The Indianapolis Colts have requested interview with Dan Quinn, from the defensive coordinator for Dallas. This one actually makes a lot of sense to me. And if Dan Quinn ends up being the head coach of the Indianapolis Colts and they trade with the Chicago Bears, your number one overall pick in the 2023 draft will be Will Levis.
Maybe.
It could be.
I don't know.
Which,
Anything's
obviously.
possible.
Colts right now are like the biggest.
Where'd you think I was going with that? Do you think I was going to say he was going to resurrect Matt Ryan's career?
I mean, I don't know. Not Dan Quinn. I mean, he's a defensive guy. I thought he may go with like Will Anderson Jr. or something and ship out, Shaq Leonard or something like that.
Nah, he's going to get Hendon Hooker. First overall. That's the quarterback. Or he'd trade for Cam Ritter.
Yeah.
He'd like
You
that,
mean
though.
Desmond Ritter?
Or Desmond Ritter. Yeah, not
I don't know why you didn't keep calling him
saying Cam Ritter.
I don't know why.
I don't know what the hell's with me. All right. That is your wild card weekend. When we come back, we are going to preview the divisional rounds here on Blow the Whistle on the live stream.
Hey, watch your mouth. Why? I'll just put a quarter in the swear jar. Once it's filled, we get a Coors card you have to work on. I've been drinking Coors since my college days. The cold draft taste, the second stuff. Yeah, worth the recorder, am I right? You know it, mother.
Hey, you get those reports done?
Yeah. No. You, sir. Attention, employees.
The staff meeting, scheduled for this evening, will now be held tomorrow early as
Result. Dudes, we're only 75 cents short. Oh, shh. Boss. Hey, sir, go yourself. You're fired!
Show. Rip him and skip him.
We could take
Hey,
shots.
welcome back to Blow the Whistle here on the live stream here in Lombard Studios in Illinois Media School.
Straight out of Lombard.
We've been here for half an hour.
Has it been a half an hour?
But years. We've been here for years.
Yeah, we've been here
for
for
years.
Which it has been years now. It's been 2 years since we've been. Yeah, it's been 2 years now.
I know. We just celebrated our 2-year radio show.
Absolutely.
Little internet radio show.
Just a little great internet radio show.
Not a big deal, right? Right, David? Right?
He's not.
He's not listening. He's on Instagram looking for. He's looking at stuff, guys. Look. He doesn't even know.
Hard at work, folks.
He's
Hard at work.
There's the beautiful
There we
man.
are. There it is.
All right, still here with you, Tyler, Yeo Ball, and Chain Butterball, Buterball, with
Andrew, Pepe, Valentin,
David's in the back.
David Double D Dykstra.
David Double D
Listen.
Dykstra. What?
I've paid my dues. I can relax for a week.
I didn't say anything about you not
I
relaxing.
mean, I said nothing.
I just.
He's also next to TJ Squirrely Hagrid Knacker, a.k.a. The Knack, ladies and gentlemen.
And we got Emma Lulu, Marie Green. Hey, at least I didn't say the other one. She's got a couple nicknames.
Okay.
What? You want me to say it?
Don't do it.
Oh, I'm not going to. That's why I said the nicer one. She'd kill me if I said the other one.
Tyler's sleeping on the couch tonight.
Crazy thing is, the tripod'll still reach her.
I'm in the living room just poking at her like, you up?
Yoo-hoo! Wake up!
For those with children, he means the cameras.
Babe, I'm bored.
Come, speak into the microphone.
And PG gone out the window.
I think we've lost that
Yeah.
PG a while ago.
Absolutely. No, this is not content for kids, and I've made it that way.
No, do not.
Yeah.
But it'd be funny, kind of like on Pat McAfee's show when he had a kid call in, and he straight up cussed. He's like, "You're not
Yeah.
supposed." He's like,
Not supposed to swear.
He's like, "Timmy, how old are you?" 8. And then he's just like, "You're not supposed to be watching the show," but he's like, "But the kid was being all nice." And like,
Yeah.
"But we appreciate, like, we love everything you do." He's like, "Thanks, Timmy." He's like, "But bleep the Packers," or something like that, and they all get nuts. So we don't encourage you to have your kid call on and cuss, but we'll allow it.
Many of you watch
We'll allow it.
with your teenage kids, which, that's on you.
Who doesn't love kids swearing?
Or the parent, you make the decisions. I don't.
Who doesn't love kids swearing? It's so wholesome.
Absolutely.
I'm like, I love this.
I love it when a 4-year-old drops the F-bomb. Are you kidding me?
It's
That's
great.
amazing.
And you know what's
Love
funny
you,
is what-
Danny. That'd be my cousin Danny who did it in front of his mother, and I'm sorry. He's in timeout for quite a while.
He's in the corner.
When did you learn that? He taught me. Now I'm in trouble, so,
Freaking snitch!
Yeah, I know. That's what I said. I'm like, you little
See, it's
snitch.
okay for kids to swear, but it's not okay to snitch.
Yeah.
Don't grow them up to be narcs. Anyways,
Yeah.
now we're done with talking about
Yes,
kids.
yeah.
Let's talk football.
Absolutely.
Divisional rounds this weekend, baby. Jags, let's start it off. I'll just go down the list.
Called me baby. Just, sorry, I don't know. It just came into my mind. I'm just like, say it, why not?
We're close friends,
Yeah,
and then
right.
I can call him that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. David's dad.
I know. Truly.
Just sit back and relax. Enjoy the show.
TJ, you're the fun uncle.
I love you. He is the fun uncle.
You're the fun uncle, man. You're the one that's like, you want to play with fireworks? Yeah.
Oh, I could totally see that.
Did you just call me the dad of the group?
Stepdad,
Is that not true? Stepdad.
father.
Does that make Andrew the perverted cousin?
I'm the one that like goes around and, you want to go to a strip club?
No, Tom. Tom is the creepy uncle.
Yes.
Or
Absolutely.
bitch ass Kennedy.
No. Cameron is the cousin that gets teased all the time. He's the runt of the litter, okay?
Okay. Okay, yeah, I can
It's-
see that.
And that's saying a lot with Tyler right next to you.
I mean, you guys bully me a lot. But see, I take it.
I don't bully you. What are you
No,
talking
he's
about?
nice to me.
Yeah.
That's why he gets the title baby. Anyways, all right, let's.
I'll also take Love Muffin, too, if you want. It's up to you.
A little love muffin. All right.
Anyways, NFL.
We swear, guys, we're very masculine. We
Yeah,
talk
it's
football.
Absolutely.
Football. Okay, so anyways. Jags and Chiefs kick it off here on Saturday at 3:30 p.m. on NBC. Kansas City is an 8.5-point favorite. Over under at 53. Yeah, Andrew.
You okay?
I wanted to say I don't know why Jackson was in the first name in my head. Yeah. What do you got in this game? Who do you like? Go.
I like the Chiefs. I do. I think right now that despite everything that Jacksonville did in this last playoff game, I still like the fact that the Chiefs right now, they've got a chance to rest. They're going to have everybody, it sounds like they're going to have everybody ready for this game and stuff. So I like Patrick Mahomes in this game still too, because obviously this team has a lot of chemistry with each other. So I'm going to say the Chiefs. I'm going to say the Chiefs by a touchdown because I still think the Jaguars can put up a fight. I mean, their defense went after it against the Chargers still, and they put up 31. I don't think they'll put up 31 in this one. Yeah. But I don't know if the Chiefs will run away with it as much as people think they will. I think the Jaguars will at least be able to keep up with them to some degree.
You like the cover on Jacksonville?
Yeah, I would say the cover on them. And I would say I think it can hit the over. I think there's a good shot it could hit the over.
I think this could be a shootout.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, we saw what Trevor Lawrence can do. The momentum is in their corner right now.
Absolutely.
They're rolling. What? Say it. You know what? Hold on. I'm going to take my
Is this a rude comment? Can we say this on TV or not?
Go for
No, we're just back here talking about the Navy.
Oh, my God. I don't know. Just keep going.
I'm still lost.
Yeah,
anyways.
I got your fiance with a really good dad joke.
Oh.
Is that solid for you folks?
Okay. Now, football. That's
Yes,
right.
football.
We're talking about football. I like that too. I think it's gonna be really close.
Yeah.
I might even say within a field goal.
It could be.
I mean, the thing is,
that's just tough
it's
though,
the Chiefs.
because
you can't count the Chiefs.
It's in Kansas City. I mean,
and you know what? One thing we didn't point this out. I'm surprised after we talked about them like all last season.
Yeah.
This is what worries me about the Chiefs. I think they could make it to the Super Bowl. You know why? Where has his brother and his girlfriend been? You know what I mean? They're not on the field.
No.
They're not making TikToks.
Yeah.
At least not one that's blowing up.
No. Well, his wife is now on their second child or something like that. So, and I'm sure his brother.
They have the first one? Or they just shot the first one out? They have a second one on the way already?
Yeah, they've already had like their second child, I think. So.
God, they didn't even let the first one soak in. Holy.
Yeah, so they're not having them. I think is certainly in a way it's helping to not have the distraction, of course. And I think Mahomes is just in full football focus mode. Like he's trying to show the world that he can tear it up. It's not even about Tyreek Hill. It's just about I am one of the best quarterbacks, and I would say he is.
Showed
the
us
best
that it doesn't matter.
He's got my MVP vote right now.
How could
as
you
of
not?
right now? I mean, it's either him or Jalen Hurts, but I give it to Mahomes because of what he's been able to do with the Chiefs as far as just taking over.
I say a big factor will be they definitely would take over because Jalen Hurts, it helped him with adding the weapons that he needed. But I mean,
I always said there's franchise defining quarterback and franchise defined quarterback. Patrick Mahomes defines the franchise of the Kansas City Chiefs. Jalen Hurts is just defined by the franchise.
Kansas City didn't give him that contract for nothing.
No, exactly.
It wasn't just throwing money like to lose to the Lions and then not make the playoffs.
Absolutely.
You're not going to get that kind of money if you're going to lose.
No, you're not.
Anyways, so I like Chiefs in this one, though, because you can't count out Patrick Mahomes. I'm loving the Jags, though. Mm-hmm. It's hard not to pick them because right now
they're the underdog favorites.
love the underdogs.
Yeah, absolutely.
You got to go for the underdogs.
Absolutely.
Can never count out Patrick Mahomes. No. I'm gonna give Kansas City the win on this by 3. Okay. I do pick the over of 53. It's gonna be an absolute shootout.
Yeah.
I would love for this to be a remake of last year's divisional game.
Yeah, for sure.
AFC with Bills and Chiefs.
Yeah.
Holy hell, that was.
It has the potential to possibly be that. It does.
Trevor Lawrence is a new animal now.
Absolutely.
He's something different. All right. So we got that. Well, what about your guys' picks back there? You guys want to pick? Chiefs, Jags?
Jags to cover, Chiefs to win.
Okay.
All right.
Go ahead, Emily. All right, go by your picks.
Does a Chief beat a Jaguar?
beat a Jaguar.
Absolutely not.
No?
So you got Jaguar.
So Jaguars are eating
right.
the Chiefs. Okay.
She's got the feisty Jaguars.
I love, by the way, Emily, I love your method, and we've been riding with that now for a good while.
Well, she can give the credit because her bracket beat mine.
That's true. Her bracket beat, I
bracket-
think, a lot of people.
I think she beat all of ours.
Pretty sure.
And she picked on which mascot can kick the other mascot's ass.
Yeah.
So, guys, March Madness is coming up. Think about Emily's picks.
We may have Emily on to share her picks,
We totally should.
if she's willing to do so.
Breaking news.
Again?
Antonio Brown has had his personal Snapchat leaked, and it is graphic.
How graphic?
Are we talking like Big Blur and the...
Oh.
His tripod's on
We're getting all
display.
5'11" of him and then some.
Wait, what did you say?
His tripod is on display.
That ain't a tripod. That's
That's
his crazy snake.
crazy snake.
That's what I'm calling it, the crazy snake.
He
I mean, if he's insane,
defines
that
crazy.
thing's insane.
I blame Emily because she wanted to know why Snapchat was trending on Twitter. And she got a very rude awakening.
Is it possible he just leaked it and he didn't get hacked? He was
I'll
just like,
guarantee you
I'm gonna show the world what's up. And okay, man,
we knew what was up when the blur came out from Saudi Arabia.
that's true.
It was up. It was most definitely up.
That was a big blur.
I thought the blur was Antonio Brown. It was not.
Oh my god.
It was. Anyways,
Football.
God bless it. All right, next matchup.
That's
Saturday
football
night.
related. I don't know what you're talking about. That's Antonio Brown.
He's not even in the football talk anymore.
No.
He needs some help, and I hope he gets it because he is off the rails.
Number one, stay off of social media.
Oh, he can't do that.
No.
Well, the thing is,
Number two, don't take pictures of you naked.
Crazy thing is, that's like the first time he did something to himself on social media, except for going after Tom Brady and his wife and all that stuff. But I mean, did he record the video of him at the pool? Or did someone just record it?
You know what?
It was up close and personal.
Nothing about Antonio Brown will surprise me anymore. If you told me that man was going to Russia to go hang out with Putin or something like that and go fight in the war, I'd be like, yeah, you know what? I believe that.
He probably did.
Yeah, I'm probably.
He probably would.
He probably would. He's gonna go hang out with Dennis Rodman in North Korea with Kim Jong Un. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I see that. Totally. They're both crazy. Fuck it.
There's our first cuss word.
Yes.
Yeah. Fuck.
God damn it.
All right. Next matchup.
Now you got to show your kids this.
Listen, how many fucking times do I have to tell you not to cuss?
Hey. Fuck it. YouTube can't cancel us for this. Anyways. We play a 10-second video.
Yeah.
God forbid.
Yeah, God forbid. Yeah.
Jesus. Anyways. All right. Saturday night. Giants. Football. Giants and Eagles. Eagles are the 7.5-point favorite with an over-under of 48. Andrew, what do you got?
Man, this is tough.
It's a good one.
It's a good matchup. I think the Giants can certainly keep it close. So I would say if you're betting on this one, I would say they could cover.
Which I think I picked for us.
And I think I might even go as far to say maybe they could pull off the victory here.
Really?
Because, I mean, listen, if they were able, I mean, the Eagles are way more dynamic than the Vikings are, but Jalen Hurts doesn't have as much experience as Kirk Cousins does in the playoffs. They have a more experienced coach in Sirianni.
Wait. Why'd you say Kirk Cousins?
Well, because I'm saying because the Giants beat Kirk Cousins.
Oh, I got you. I'm sorry.
That's what I was. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I was confused.
So, I'm saying that Jalen Hurts has not as much experience. He made the playoffs last year,
Right.
and he played okay, but he didn't play, great and everything. And obviously they lost. So this is a different team. They've got a lot of weapons. He's an incredible player in his own right, Jalen Hurts. So I just think though that the Giants, Brian Daboll has something up his sleeve. So I would say the Giants. I'm going to say Giants by 4. I would say Giants can win this one maybe by 4. They cover, and I would say, I think this may hit just over. I don't think it's going to be too high scoring of a game, to be honest. So I don't think it's gonna. I don't think there's going to be too many points. It could waver between over under towards the end.
See, I'm gonna have to say the opposite.
Okay.
I think it'll hit the over. I more so think that the Eagles are going to score a lot of points.
Yeah.
I would pick Philly on the 7.5 at least, because I love Brian Dable and I love what he's done to the Giants, but the Eagles are totally different. Obviously, Kirk Cousins has experience.
Right.
He's been in the league for a while and stuff like that. But I can't compare Cousins to Jalen Hurts. And Jalen Hurts, like you said, is way more dynamic. He's got way more. He's using his weapons a lot more.
Yeah.
And AJ Brown has been a godsend for Jalen Hurts.
Oh, absolutely.
And not only when you covered AJ Brown, you got Devontae Smith, and he's proven himself this season a lot.
Yeah.
So I like the. I'm gonna have to go with the Eagles in this. I'm gonna pick the Eagles on the 7.5. And yeah, I say I'd hit the over as well.
Okay.
But I would give a huge kudos to the Giants for what they did and making it this far. God,
they're gonna be back. I fully believe they can be back.
Now that they got the experience and they know what kind of team that they are, they're gonna be a good team. They're gonna be good.
Yeah, that's half the battle is figuring out what your culture is, what kind of team you are. I think the Giants know that. Now
no one
it's about
expected this out of them.
Yeah, absolutely.
No one did.
Now it's just a matter of what else can you get out of this, right? How much more do you need to build? They need to build that defense, and they've got a long ways to go. They've got a bright future ahead of themselves.
They do.
So,
David, who do you got in this game?
Emily, stop. I do not want to watch the Antonio Brown video. Stop. God. I actually have Philadelphia.
Okay.
I don't think they covered, though.
Think it'll be close?
Yes.
Yes, it's probably more impressive than mine.
Nothing's more impressive than a tripod.
Thanks.
I wasn't looking at it.
she just looks so sad over here. And she was just
I'm not going to lie. She made me click on the picture because she accidentally clicked it the first time and goes, I want to do it again.
Oh, my God.
My fiance. So you got Eagles?
Yeah, I go Eagles. I just think it's too much.
7.5?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, the 7.5 might be a little too much. I think the Giants can cover. But those weapons, they're too deep in the running back. They're 2 to 3 deep and a tight end in wide receivers. It's just too many weapons. The Giants will give it their best, but in the end, they will fall.
All right.
Don't tell Nick Costos I said that.
Oh, yeah, I forgot he's a big Giants fan. Oh, yeah, because I saw his tweet. He said, what did he say? A Giants and Cowboys NFC champ. Will that be even possible? Yeah. What the hell am I talking about? Of course it would be.
Yeah, it's very possible.
Yeah. He said that would be he tweeted that would be amazing.
It would be interesting. I don't know how amazing it would be, but it would be interesting.
But you know what? I would hate it more if the Giants made it that far just to get blown by the Cowboys. Not saying that the Cowboys could, but it's just more the possibility, and I don't want to see the Cowboys in the Super Bowl. Ever.
I don't think anybody does.
Screw you, Jerry Jones.
Absolutely.
You discriminate to little people, you bastard. You have Emily's got a pick. All right, let's hear it.
Who wins?
All right, does a Giant beat an Eagle?
A Giant and an Eagle.
The Eagle can just fly away. So definitely an Eagle.
But that's not winning the fight though. That's running away. So wouldn't that be a loss?
I don't care. It can like poop on the Giant's head or something.
It will.
So the Eagles are gonna shit on the Giants.
I'm just trying to figure out how this fight works, then, because you're saying like he flies away and he poops on the Giant. Is that a win then? Like,
just go with it.
Or is that a forfeit?
Just go with it. Stop asking questions.
I have to ask
I'm an
questions.
Eagle. You've got to let me die.
You could have said the Eagles are gonna claw the Giant. Like claw his eyes out.
Like, yeah, claw their eyes out. Is that what you're thinking? Like,
When you say
Sure,
fly away,
that
it's saying
works.
forfeit. What'd she say?
just like, yeah, that works.
Okay.
I'm just trying to figure it out. Look, on this show, we ask questions. So I'm just asking questions about how this fight goes down. Because I feel like a giant would just go like, and like, squish like bug. Like that's.
So as you heard from our NFL expert, Emily Green, an eagle will poop and shit
And
on
scratch.
a giant and scratch and then fly away.
And that's winning a fight, I guess. I
Jalen
don't know.
Jalen Hurts over Daniel Jones. That's the equation right there.
Okay, all right. Eagle beats giant, I guess.
Eagle poops on giant.
Dropping a bomb on him, like it's what is this, Mario World?
All right, let's go to. I was almost gonna save this one for last.
My brain just has the weirdest images now of a giant and an eagle fighting. I'm sorry, just please keep going.
Let's move on. I was almost gonna say this one for last, but this one's gonna be very interesting because Bengals and Bills, obviously, their last regular season game got scratched.
Mm-hmm.
All the right reasons too.
Yes.
The interesting thing about this, wait, no. Oh, wait a minute. Never mind. This is in Buffalo. It's the AFC Championship game that's going to be in
Yes, the AFC Championship will be in Atlanta.
So not as interesting. But anyways.
Yes.
You got Bills and Bengals in Buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
Buffalo is a 5-point favorite with an over-under 48. I'm going to obviously let you start. I'm just going to admit that I think the 5 is too much with how
Yeah.
Buffalo played last week. Granted, since he didn't play that well, but
All right.
you talk about your team. Let's hear. Who you got?
I mean, I'm taking the Bengals. I mean, before obviously the DeMar Hamlin incident, the Bengals were up. Nevertheless, obviously that game got canceled. So there's a lot of sentimental meaning for this for Buffalo. I'm sure DeMar Hamlin will probably try to be there if anything. Whether he leads them out on the field or he's just up in the viewers box, I don't know how it's going to be, but I'm sure he'll be there in some way, shape, or form. He'll be represented, of course, and this is going to be emotional for, I think, both teams for sure.
I was going to say, since he's in that boat, too,
Yeah.
I would say.
So, but I think overall, I think Cincinnati, to me, I think Cincinnati's the better team. I think they look more consistent. I know Buffalo put up more points, but if you're having that many turnovers for Buffalo against this Bengals team, I think that's giving Cincinnati too many chances to score. So I would say it's Cincinnati. I would say Cincinnati by 6. And I'm gonna say this hits the over. I think this might even be game of the week for sure.
I agree with this is gonna. I totally agree that this is gonna be the game of the week for sure. It's gonna be super close.
Yeah.
I say this can definitely be like the divisional game last year with Buffalo and Kansas City.
Yeah.
I still have Buffalo winning this as much as I wanted to pick the Bengals. My only thing is, obviously, we know how inconsistent the Bills have been this year. But, obviously, it was against the Dolphins last week.
Mm-hmm.
And for some reason, the Dolphins have Buffalo's number because they were struggling with them all season long.
Right.
It was always close. But whenever the Buffalo comes off a bad game, they light it up
Yeah.
the next game.
They're always
So
able to rebound pretty well.
they weren't happy about winning. I mean, they obviously
They
happy
were
about winning.
You heard Josh
but
Allen. He's like, I'm happy with the win, but we almost cost it for
not
ourselves.
how the game went. It was
Yeah.
an ugly win.
Absolutely.
Like they shouldn't have been close. But for some reason, Miami has been in it with Buffalo all season.
They've been fighting. I mean, and Miami doesn't have. There's the thing. Miami doesn't have a bad team.
They don't.
Miami doesn't have a bad team, and they just showed you in almost a way that kind of the same way the Ravens did, where as much as you know the starting quarterback means more than anything to the team and makes that big of a difference, it can be done with other guys.
Every dog team is going to play, especially in the playoffs, with a chip on their shoulder.
Absolutely.
So you can't just take these teams for granted.
Right. And
That's
that
why
says
you
a
notice
lot.
all these games have been close.
Yeah, and that says a lot about the coaches too. Like Matt says, Mike McDaniel came within 3 points of beating Buffalo.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive. So
with running with your third string quarterback.
exactly.
So-
So says everything.
That's why I can't really lean it on it's Buffalo's inconsistency. Granted, like I said, they have been inconsistent.
Right.
But Miami's a talented team.
Mhm.
McDaniel is a talented coach.
Yeah.
They're always been in it.
Zach
But
Taylor's no different from Mike McDaniel in a lot of ways.
no.
They're very similar.
I would totally agree
It's just
on that.
Zach Taylor's like, yeah, let's throw the ball, where Mike Daniels is like, let's kind of keep it on the ground a little bit more. Let's
Yeah.
be more effective in the middle.
No.
So not much of a difference, though.
No, I agree. So I'm going to say Buffalo by 3.
Okay.
And I definitely think this is going to hit the over because, I mean,
It feels
Burrow
like it.
and, I mean, aside from Patrick Mahomes, I mean, obviously,
Right.
but I think Burrow and Allen are easily I would say that's top 3 right there.
Mahomes, Allen, and Burrow, I think, are the 3 quarterbacks you can say right now. If there was a tier 0, right, where they do the tier list, if you want to say that they were in tier 1, you could say they're tier 0. It starts with them. Like they have surpassed every other quarterback
next
possible.
level with these 3.
They make the biggest difference to their teams in every way. You can count on them. It almost Tom Brady-esque. With a minute and change left, they can go down, score a touchdown, maybe even 2 if you give them enough time to go win the game.
They play composed.
Absolutely.
They don't play frantic.
They
as
don't
hell.
shake. They
No.
don't shy
So
away.
yeah, I agree. This is going to be probably the best game of the week,
yeah.
if not the whole playoffs. So, but I'm still going to pick Buffalo by 3 over hits. David, who do you like in this?
Who day?
That's right, you did pick Who Day.
Who they?
Who day?
Who they think gonna beat them Bengals?
Nobody.
not Buffalo. Ain't gonna
Listen,
be Buffalo.
here's my issue with Buffalo. Buffalo's offense has been super inconsistent throughout the entire year. They'll go a quarter, maybe 2, where they really struggle. And if you do that against this Bengals team that is super hot right now,
Yeah.
See, what's going to be interesting, both these teams came off ugly wins. So they're really going to be turning it up.
But
in
once
this week.
again, you have to look at those wins. Those are interdivisional matchups
Right.
in the playoffs. They'd already seen each other twice this year. So they knew what was coming. So I didn't expect those games to be blowouts, like everybody said.
Yeah.
So that being said, yeah, I'm going to lean with the Bengals because I like Joe Cool.
Yep.
Not to say Josh Allen isn't a beast, but I think Joe Cool and those Bengals are on a mission.
I respect that too. I mean, from last year,
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't take a step back. That's for damn sure.
No.
I would totally
Joe
agree with
Burrow's
that.
like Stetson Bennett in the college football playoffs. I just don't want to fade him ever.
You can't count him out
No.
ever. Like
you
you said, Joe Cool, and that's what he
The
is.
Bengals are going to be in the playoffs for a good long while. Maybe on and off every once in a while, but he's going to keep them in that fight for a long time.
They're set.
This. I'm going to say this right now, and it's going to probably piss off old school Bengals fans. This is probably going to be better than the Carson Palmer years.
I'd agree with that.
I just feel like this is a different.
I don't disagree.
This is
By
way
the
better than
way-
the Carson Palmer, T.J. Houshmandzadeh, Chad Johnson years.
Did you see who was leading the chants
Yeah.
at the game? Mm-hmm. TJ Houshmandzadeh.
Yeah.
Really?
I was like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh.
A man who said he's like, man, Cincinnati did me so wrong. I don't know if I'll ever go back there. He's like, all right, well, it's not the same Bengals team anymore. So he's like, nah, I guess I'll come back. It's like, yeah, you better come back, man. Bengals fans love TJ, man. He's good. He's really, and he's doing, and by the way, he's killing it right now in the podcast stuff. Doing a great
I
job
gotta
with
listen to
FS1 and
this.
all that stuff. He's doing a great job. You put LeVar Arrington and Plexico Burress in their place. I love it.
all right,
And Brady Quinn, too.
all right, Emily. A Bengal-toothed tiger or a
Bengal tooth tiger.
It's a Bengal tiger.
the Bengal tiger. Yeah, I don't know. But I think
You wanted to call it a saber-tooth tiger.
Yeah.
So then you put together Bengal and saber-tooth, and you got Bengal-tooth tiger.
Come on, get your shit together.
brain fart. I'm sorry.
That's pretty. You know what? Somebody should do that. They should be like for like Halloween or something.
Hey,
They should like make Halloween versions of their mascots.
Makes more sense than
Yeah.
having an elf on as your mascot.
That'd be badass.
By the way,
Saber-tooth tiger on
really
the
quick
helmet.
before M answers, I did see a NFL meme that had the Chargers turned into an Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah, I saw that.
I saw that.
Bolt going
logo.
through the wings and everything. Yeah.
I was
was
like,
really
you
good.
son of a. All right,
Atlanta
Emily,
in the
what's your
skies.
answer? Bengals or Bills?
I did some research on this one. So I looked up
National
how
Geographic.
lethal a Bengal tiger can be. And there was actually a Bengal tiger responsible for an estimated 436 deaths
Yes.
in Nepal.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going Bengals.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is. Oh God, I can't
It's
remember.
too logical.
There's a name. There's actually a name to that tiger too, because if you can find it.
She's got it.
Just as a little like nugget, because I don't know if people know this here in Chicago. We have two of the most famous man-eaters at the Museum of Natural History, the Tsavo lions, who killed over 500 people, I think it was, in Tsavo, Africa. Which that Val Kilmer movie about it, by the way, is pretty darn good if you haven't seen it. Ghosts in the Darkness. I think it's on Paramount Plus. Go watch it. It's actually pretty good.
Okay.
Yes, but Emily, please.
It was the Champawat
Yes.
tiger.
Yes.
They also say that there's a 90% chance that in a fight with a lion, a Bengal tiger would win.
Yeah, I've heard the tiger can beat the lion because it's quicker or something like that. It's like more agile.
Okay.
Is basically. So if the Bengals ever play the Detroit Lions, which I think that would be fun.
Now, can you count that for the Chicago Bears for that movie Cocaine Bear?
I love that you
the
bring
Bears,
that up.
Do the Bears need to just take some cocaine?
I mean, dude, I watched what was it, the Grizzly Man or whatever it was. So, and if you know how that ends, man does not beat bear.
No.
Man does not beat bear. Man, in fact, becomes part of bear. So yeah, exactly.
Don't be a part of it.
So,
Unless you're gonna cuddle with it.
I don't know. That'd be interesting though. Maybe we'll see it one day. Who knows?
The team on cocaine? Allegedly.
Maybe.
I mean,
if
don't
it was
do that. You'll
listen,
get
if
kicked
it
out.
was the 80s, I would absolutely say so.
yeah,
Hey.
not today. You can't do.
Really quick fact that I just stumbled upon.
Yeah.
Did you know this is the first season since 2009? Neither Aaron Rodgers nor Tom Brady won a playoff game.
I did see that. Yeah.
Wow.
It's been it said it was like since the I saw it said since the late 2000s. I didn't know when that was, but yeah, that was when
They had
Breeze won the
oh.
Super Bowl and everything.
I think it was. We stumbled upon this stat in last night's game, Bucks and Cowboys. It was the first time since 03 or 05 that Brady was shut out
yeah.
in the first, at least in the first half,
Yeah.
in a playoff game. It's
This is
like,
the first
damn.
time he's lost back-to-back in the playoffs too since the 2000s. I want to say maybe early mid 2000s, something like that.
Something wild. I was almost
Yeah.
gonna say I was thinking about the Super Bowl, but I'm like, no, they had 3 points
No, yeah, they did.
and won.
Yeah.
All right, last game Sunday night. Cowboys and Niners. Niners are a 3.5-point favorite at their stadium with an over/under of only 46.5. What do you got?
First off, for those that are wondering why this is the late night game, it's Cowboys Niners. This is a rivalry that goes back to the 60s. Okay.
Oh yeah.
They played each other, I don't know how many times in the playoffs for NFC championships and, chances to move on to the Super Bowl and all that stuff. Like, you can't count the number of times this has gone on. So, with that being said, I think I'm going to take the Cowboys. I like the momentum that they took against Tampa. I know that San Francisco is a completely different team from Tampa Bay. Better defense. I would say better weapons, younger weapons, better offensive line even too. That's the other thing. Like, Brady didn't have much of an offensive line for this game.
Right.
So what this I think will come down to is two big things. The quarterbacks and the coaching, right? I mean, that's like, well, duh, obvious, but Mike McCarthy's an experienced Super Bowl winning quarterback with Dak Prescott, who I would say on a player-for-player skill set basis, he's a better quarterback than Brock Purdy. Just how I'm seeing it, okay? But Kyle Shanahan is the guy who certainly can make the better adjustments at halftime and has a quarterback that certainly I think is helping to will this team in a lot of ways by just his presence alone.
Okay.
But I will say Dallas. I'm going to say Dallas by a full touchdown. And I'm going to say I think this hits the under. I just think that the Cowboys right now they're just moving, I think, in the right direction. And I think San Francisco is going to find themselves maybe hitting. Unfortunately, Brock Purdy's a rookie, and as good a rookie as he's been so far this season, it's the playoffs. And if he gets hit the wrong way, if he gets a little bit shaken up, it could be the end. I mean, and this Dallas team showed that they can clearly play against some pretty good players, considering what they did against Tampa.
Okay. I mean, both these teams had probably, the largest wins.
Yeah,
out of like most of a blowout.
Absolutely.
in this playoff so far. I'm riding the Purdy, or the Purdy. Yeah, I'm riding the Purdy. Damn it.
Purdy.
Purdy.
Yeah.
Purdy. I mean, he's really shown it up.
Yes.
I mean, to get thrown in that situation. I mean, granted, he was their quarterback for the past few weeks in the regular season.
Right.
But I mean, as a rookie quarterback,
it takes a lot.
Because I mean, the Niners were obviously the favorite, and they're coming up with a fantastic record.
Absolutely.
So, and for him to do that against that Seattle team, and that Seattle team was obviously a huge surprise to everyone.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, a lot of it was from most of it was Geno Smith, but that defense, they did what they needed to do.
Yeah.
And this Niners defense is scary.
Absolutely.
I mean, obviously, I think I like the under. Because, I mean, obviously you saw from the surprise of my voice, it was only 46.5. But, I mean, these are two very good defenses.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, how the game that Prescott came out of, they're going to be scoring some points. For damn
It feels
sure.
like they're at least going to put up some touchdowns.
Absolutely.
I don't think this will be a shutout. If it is, I'll be pretty surprised.
I'm going to pick the under, but I think it's just going to sit right at 46.
Okay.
But, I mean, I think overall this Niners defense is better than the Cowboys defense. Purdy is Mr. Relevant now.
Yeah.
I think he's just
He's new Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah.
That's how I describe him right now, as new Jimmy Garoppolo.
I would say he's still more talented. I think with what he can do, I think he's still more talented than Garoppolo.
He's certainly more mobile.
Yeah, and I think that's
certainly can run a lot more.
That's what's going to help because
yeah.
I mean that's kind of like how the quarterbacks in this era.
Being able to move out of the pocket and move on the
definitely an upgrade.
Yeah, and throw on the run. That's something that he has over Jimmy G, who's always been a traditional drop back pocket passer. So,
exactly.
But he works on all levels, which is good. Which is nice.
So I mean, I think it's going to be still going to be a great performance by Prescott. I think it's going to be a solid performance by Purdy. I just think I'm going to take the Niners defense on the edge on why the Niners are going to win this game. So I got Niners. I'll say by 6.
Okay.
And then I'm going to pick the over, but it's just going to sniff that line.
Okay.
David, who do you like?
Oh, you know exactly where I'm going with this. I got a Super Bowl MVP ticket on a Mr. Brock Purdy.
Purdy.
I think that offense for the 49ers is leaps and bounds better and more talented than the Tampa Bay team that Dallas just played. And I think the defense is leaps and bounds better than that Tampa Bay defense that they just played. Am I going to sit here and say that the 49ers are going to blow out the Cowboys? No. But I do think that they will beat them probably by a made extra point.
Okay.
All right.
Wait. It took me a minute.
Good Lord.
Took me a minute. I mean, I think they bench him. Put the punter in. Let Prescott kick too. You know what? He did everything last night.
Prescott was yelling last night.
I mean, I'm not going to be mad at Brett Maher for missing those kicks, to be quite honest, because at the end of the day,
Chicago fans have no room to talk.
Yeah, at the end of the
I
day,
agree.
Kickers are going to miss kicks all the time. It certainly seems like, I think this was just like one of those anomalies where I've never been a kicker, but I've talked with enough of them to know, like,
It's nerve-wracking.
Yeah, if you're not in the right headspace, you will mess up. Or sometimes even, as we know, as I'm sure, I don't know if you remember this, I know David may remember this, Mr. Vanderjack, who once pointed to the sidelines against the Steelers there.
Case.
Yeah, it was,
6'7" kicker.
Yeah.
Holy hell.
He was a big boy. Pointed to the sidelines, was like, "Don't worry, coach, I got you." And then proceeded to whiff it straight left, like he hooked it so hard. And then that's the one where Romo was sitting on the ground being like, "Man."
But see, here's my thing. If this is PATs,
Yeah.
they're chip shots.
No, yeah,
you
of
should
course.
you should be making about 90% of them.
You should be
If
nailing them.
95.
Yes, but obviously, if you get in your mind, if whatever your mindset is, if you're not there, it could easily go the wrong way.
Did you see Peyton's reaction?
Yes.
Did you guys watch that?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
He's like, as soon as they lined up for the P, it's like, no, don't kick it. And he misses it again, and he almost threw the ball like in his
For the love of
studio.
God, enough.
It was amazing.
What's up?
Yep.
Yep. You want to go? What even is a 49?
I'm intrigued on this one.
49ers like the guy that smithing for gold, from back here. That's why they're called
the. Sorry.
Hey,
My whole thing is.
That's
she's
why they're
back
called the
here doing
49ers.
research. Let her tell you.
All right, let's hear it.
Sorry, please. Now to go to our expert, Emily Green, with our Now You Know More,
Our analyst over here, Emily Green.
world analyst.
So I don't know if they use explosions in gold mining like they do other mining. They do? Okay, perfect. So a 49er is a miner, and they use explosions to create mines. So they have explosives. That beats a cowboy.
Okay.
But what if a cowboy can dead eye it, right? Like what the Red Dead Redemption 2 kind of stuff, or
Bullets or boom boom over bullets.
You always go boom, boom.
But what if
over
John
bullet.
Wayne shows up? Like, what if that's the kind of cowboy we're talking about? Like, that's the thing. Like, what kind of cowboy are we talking about?
Over bullet.
Boom over bullets.
Boom,
okay.
boom over bullets. You heard her first,
Boom
ladies and gentlemen.
Unless the cowboy's name is Sam Elliott. That mustache, much like Ozzy Osbourne, will live forever.
The crazy train.
You're trying to tell me a 49er would actually beat me? Because I'll tell you what, I'll shoot you right between the eyes.
Not
Yes,
if
yes, Mr. Elliott, whatever you say, sir.
you also got. He's got the most intimidating voice.
Yes.
And
Listen, he's a more believable cowboy than,
I am surprised.
what's his name from True Grit, the new one that came out? I can't remember. Now, he plays...
Jeff Bridges?
Jeff Bridges. I believe Jeff Bridges was not John... I did not like him in that True Grit movie. He didn't
I
do
thought
a
that
good-
was fantastic.
Why they didn't put Sam
movie.
Elliott in Yellowstone blows my mind.
He's in 1883.
I need to watch that.
Yeah, it's the
I
prequel
forgot about that.
to
Yeah, I need
Yellowstone.
I need to see that.
A show that David will never watch.
I'm cruising through Yellowstone, by the way.
Maybe.
I'm almost finishing season 2.
Yeah.
Never watched Yellowstone.
It's
Never
good.
will
It's a
Okay.
good show.
It's really good. Everyone's talking
He just
about it.
doesn't like it because he doesn't like Costner.
Yeah, I know. You know what? Put your
Kevin
pants on and just
Costner
watch the
is
damn show.
trash.
You can watch around the Kevin Costner parts. It's okay.
He's even good in it too.
Yeah, he is. He is good. He's a grumpy old cowboy.
Those are oxymorons. You realize that Kevin Costner and good are
my
oxymorons.
Well, there goes our chance to interview Kevin Costner ever.
Yeah, I actually had him booked too.
Yeah. What happens if
Now
he ever comes on this show?
He wanted to watch the
You're
show
interviewing
first.
him.
He wanted to watch our show first.
Oh,
see
I'll
what he's
talk
getting
all
into.
about the crappy sports movies other than Draft Day that he's made.
If we ever have Kevin Costner on, we'll just do the interview ourselves, Andrew.
Yeah.
We'll do it when he's in PA.
No, the problem is we each have to interview the people that we do not like the most. So if we ever get like Urban Meyer,
LeBron James.
Bron James,
Please, God, give me Urban Meyer.
You have a list though.
I have a list, but we all know who's at the top of my list.
Ben
What'd he say?
Simmons.
We know who's at the top of my list. If he sat right here,
Oh yeah.
like
Ben.
I'm right here and he's like right there,
You know what we should?
I
have?
would punch him in the kidney. No,
Let's have-
I'm just
no,
kidding.
no.
I would.
You know what we gotta do? Let's have him on.
He would. I know he would probably sock me one, and I'd be out for the count. Okay, he's 6'11", 250.
Let's put him here. Put a basketball hoop over there.
I'll tell you what. You get to
Don't
argue.
tell him what to do.
You get you.
Let's
you
see
can
if
argue
he's
your
gonna
qu-
shoot it or pass it.
Yeah.
And I'll be over there. See what he does.
Hit that net, and then you can decide whether or not you want to answer my question.
You know what? He can hit the backboard. I'll give him credit.
I'm not giving him that. I'm not giving him that.
As long as he hits the backboard.
You either sink that shot or you have to answer every question I ask you. So when I say, why do you suck? You got to give me an answer.
True answer.
A real answer.
Don't be like, not that bad.
I'm coming for you, man. I'm coming for you, Simmons. All right.
Ben Simmons. All right. You guys heard our picks. Give us your guys' picks on our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at BlowTWhistle1, BLOWTWHISTLE1. We should start posting our picks on our social media.
Yes,
and then
we
you guys,
definitely-
we could kind of compare. You guys kind of compare and see how you guys sit up against us because we are the professionals.
We're
we know
gonna
what we're
be
doing.
We're gonna be getting into a lot more stuff here very soon. We
are.
got plans working right now, so
Got big plans,
just
baby.
bear with us right now as we're
Big,
trying to get everything settled for the
big
time being.
Plans.
Let's just jump right into
Watch
the
out.
bull stuff.
This little internet show is gonna be freaking
Yeah.
big. That's for damn sure.
Absolutely.
All right, that's enough football, even though we love it. Let's talk next on the. We want to start Chicago? Let's do Chicago.
We'll
we'll do the whole thing.
Let's just get with Chicago and then get out of here because I'm getting hungry and I'm pretty sure
Someone
other people are
mentioned
getting
tacos.
hungry.
I am hungry.
I know people had to mention tacos and pizza,
we getting tacos
cookies,
after
all
this?
kinds of stuff.
I'm down for tacos.
If we,
Ooh, let's try that 74 taco place down the street from us. We got tacos. All right, so I'm hungry.
so am I.
All right, we're gonna talk a little Chicago Bulls, a little rest of the NBA up next on Blow the Whistle, the live stream.
Hey, watch your mouth. Why? I'll just put a quarter in the swear jar. Once it's filled, we get a Coors party after work. I've been drinking Coors since my college days. The cold draft taste, the second. Yeah, worth the recorder, am I right? You know it, mother.
Hey, you get those reports done?
Yeah. No. You, sir. Attention, employees.
The staff meeting, scheduled for this evening, will now be held tomorrow early as
Who's all? Dudes, we're only 75 cents short. Oh, shh. Boss. Hey, sir, go yourself. You're fired!
Welcome back to Blow the Whistle, also known as the world's greatest little internet radio show.
Absolutely.
That's for damn sure. Yeah.
That works.
Whatever. You know what? Potato. We're great. We're damn good at what we do. Did she almost die out back there?
She almost like.
You're the nurse. If you get hurt, you gotta do this to yourself.
The nurse can't get hurt on the show.
I know some nurse terms, medical terms. Ooh, that would get us canceled. What?
Give me one.
The right phalange.
What?
Something in the friends. I don't know.
Something in the fringe?
There's you have IVs.
Come on. One medical term.
They're not even like real words.
Medulla oblongata.
It's a thing.
It is.
Medulla oblongata.
Something in the brain. I know that.
Insane in the membrane.
One day I'm going to come on and just bring a list of medical terms and see if you guys can figure out what they are.
I'm down for that.
You should hear. She's asked me, and I am way off. I just kind of go with what, because there's like 3 different words
Yeah.
in one word.
Oh, of course.
And
yeah.
so I'm like, okay, this has something to do with the butt and
It's like meniscal bilateral interior, and it's like all that. And it's like it's like meeting somebody who's like Haley Jaylee Joe Johnson, and it's like pick a name. Like,
a name.
come on.
that's why I was
Okay,
they
fine.
have like
Then there's an easy one. What does bilateral mean?
bilateral. When you have
I'll let you answer it.
Why
That's
me?
your fiance.
Oh man. Bilateral or biolateral. What was it?
Bilateral.
2 things going lateral. Or 2 ladders.
No. This was like the easiest one.
I don't know.
Bilateral means both sides.
Yeah. One on each.
Bi is 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it means.
Oh,
Two
okay. Two
two-
sides.
on both sides. Yeah.
Oh, that would make sense. Hey, I'm in sports.
And it shows.
You should see, like, when I get off of work, the conversations that we have, because I have no idea what he's talking about, and he has no idea what I'm talking about.
Like,
But
I'm
we
over here
sit
just,
and
like-
rant to each
I'm
other.
like, oh,
and
damn.
just shake our heads like we know what's going on.
That's so much. That reminds me so much like my parents, because my dad's in the sports. My mom has not a clue about any of it.
Uh-huh.
The most she learned about sports was when I played football, and then she was like, "So what's the kicker do? What's the like all this?" Like my dad's like, "Oh, here we go. Okay." So I love that, by the way. That's great too. Like, I mean, that's
We're both,
good, you know.
we're both learning things.
Yeah, you're learning about medical stuff, which clearly isn't sticking.
It's not working.
And she's learning sports stuff, which I would say clearly is making an impact because she knows her stuff. So
Well, yeah, a minor will blow up
I mean-
a cowboy.
I
she's
also
gone
get
off
off of
on
work.
the Cubs many a time.
Oh yeah, no, if there's any she is diehard Cubs fan.
Oh, I
she
know.
knows her stuff.
I remember her rants coming in through Twitter or her phone calls even about the Cubs, and it's like, what are they doing? Like, oh my god, like, jeez.
She's
So-
dedicated to the Cubs.
Absolutely.
That's for sure. I'll give her credit for that.
You and Brandon are true red, white, and blues. I gotta say, you true to heart on that.
Once
so.
Tripod Media comes up, we'll have them have a Cubs podcast.
Yeah, absolutely.
That could be fun.
Just you two. I'm not letting Tom anywhere
It
near
could
that
be
thing.
it could be the analytical fan and then just the angry fan.
Yes.
That could be fun.
Analytics and anger.
I get to be the angry one, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Anger wait.
I don't think Brandon gets angry except for when they misspelled Harry Carey.
Hold on,
and then he got scary angry on here where we're like, why is he so mad?
I'm taking
was
I'm
it.
taking this right now. Anger and analytics on Addison. There you go. That's your podcast right there.
That's
Call Brent.
beautiful.
What?
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Very well done.
God.
TJ told me how to
why I get paid the
mute
big
and
bucks.
unmute myself, so this could be dangerous.
Wait, what?
I've been shown how to mute and unmute the mic.
So you're learning.
Yeah.
You're
I
getting
know.
the hang of it.
I
One
said
day
this could
we'll
be
have you back
dangerous.
there
One day you're gonna be. We'll
switching
have
the cameras.
TJ train you, and you be in TJ's seat.
Yeah.
Do you want to?
There's too many buttons.
You only use like 6.
Yeah, you're only using like maybe 9 or 10.
That's 1 for each finger. All right, what are we talking about? Bulls.
Yes, Bulls.
Bulls. I know, Bulls. All right.
Yeah, not a fun topic.
I mean, they came off a big win.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, first time they've beat Golden State since 2017. Yeah. 2017.
This doesn't help at all, though.
We were just talking. Andrew was at Illinois. He was a student. in
I was a student
2017.
back then. Yeah.
So Bulls beat the.
There was no promise. There was no hope.
Not at that time.
Yeah.
No, that's for damn sure. So the Bulls beat Golden State at home, 132 to 118. Vucevic.
Yeah.
Wow. 43 points. His fifth career 40-plus point game. I mean, outstanding.
Absolutely.
I mean, he's been putting in some points, but I mean, the biggest thing we were talking about, he's just not that true defensive center, which I mean,
no.
but that's okay. I mean, you're going to put 43, put 43.
Right.
But he's not going to put it every game. But the biggest thing I want to talk about, despite, I mean, obviously, it's not like the rest of the team still performed really damn well.
Yeah.
Levine had 27. And I mean, ever since, I'm gonna admit, even though he hasn't been impressing me this season so far, ever since that whole big scuffle in the locker room, which I think that's what was needed. Levine's been stepping it up. I think he's been averaging about 28 to 30 points in those past couple weeks.
Yeah,
he's been putting up the numbers, and then this was out DeMar DeRozan. You guys didn't notice without DeMar DeRozan. So I mean,
somebody had to step up.
Wasn't expecting it to be Vooch. I'm not gonna lie.
No, I don't think anybody was.
I mean, obviously Vooch has been on the rumor list of trades.
Yes,
the trade deadline's coming up February 12th.
I believe so.
Something like that. It's easy.
I know.
He's excited for the trade deadline.
I am. I actually am.
But I mean, that was one good game. The Bulls are playing in Paris this week. That's the only. I didn't realize that was their only game this week.
Yeah,
it's in Paris, which is why. I mean, you got to travel there.
Right. Yeah, they have to go all the way out to Paris.
Yeah. But I mean, all right. So this whole Bulls season, we haven't really talked on the Bulls at all this year because I think there's a good reason why.
What? Why bother?
They are like so flippin' inconsistent. Like they're good against the good teams and they're bad against the bad teams. This isn't gonna get you anywhere.
No, they're in that weird area of sports limbo where it's like, they kind of good, but they're really not that good, and it's tough.
Like they're looking right now in the play-in tournament. Maybe.
Yeah, they're just in at the 10th seed right now, and it's still a fight for that spot. And honestly, I don't know how much it's worth it at this point.
East is strong,
which is weird.
A weird thing. Like
it's weird to say that, but it's the truth. I mean, the NBA right now for the Eastern Conference is not going to be a cakewalk. I mean, it wasn't even a cakewalk last year. I mean, the Bulls got exposed last year as to, they didn't have consistency at the three-point line. They didn't have the strongest defense, and that's what kind of scuttled them at the end. But, I mean, do they still have a chance to maybe have a resurgence here? Possibly, but you're at the halfway point. If you don't know who you are at this point in time, it's really hard for, I think, anybody to be able to make an argument that they should be better. It's hard to pinpoint that for the Bulls.
How we were talking about last season, and he's still dealing with an injury now. It's been a whole year since he's played Lonzo Ball.
Mm-hmm.
That was, as weird as it was, I think that was just, we've noticed that was a drop-off from them last season because they were set the 1 and the 2 in the East.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to say Lonzo Ball's the savior.
Right.
But I think it's just what they need is a all-around point guard that is going to take the ball down because right now you got a mix of Levine and DeRozan taking the ball down.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's like the inconsistency there. Obviously, I mean, Levine and DeRozan are your two highest scoring guys, your two best players on that team. They're lacking a leadership in the point guard spot.
Mm-hmm.
I love Io to death.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's best when he comes off the bench, in my opinion.
That's where his talent is right now. He can be a
starting point guard at some point. You got to give him credit. I mean, not let alone this is his second year and he got thrown in.
With more time and work, I think he can certainly be the starting point guard for a team. For the Bulls right now, I mean, is he? I think a lot of people were up on him from where he played last season, coming in relief for Lonzo being out. But the reality, I think, is that he's not Lonzo. But I have a hard time also believing that Lonzo made such an impact. But maybe this is why he was such a most wanted point guard by the league, right? He certainly made a difference in shooting the threes and being a floor general for this Bulls team.
And I think that's what was the best thing. He knew that was his role.
Right.
And that's where they're lacking. There's really no floor general down there.
Io's a combo guard, but he's not a pure point guard, I would say, to his point. Okay.
No, I agree.
And that's being able to know the guy a little bit and talk to him now, but he just doesn't come off to me as like that. Like Dragic is a pure point guard, but you don't want a 37-year-old guy being the guy, taking the ball for 30-some minutes.
You want someone for long term.
Absolutely.
And so then my question to you, and our listeners can obviously answer, give us your guys' thoughts on our stream. We're on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook.
Yep.
Give it to us. We love hearing from you guys.
Absolutely.
Would you consider the Bulls, are they in a tanking mode? Do they need to blow it up, or are they just a trade away from getting someone that they really want and need to really upgrade? Because I mean, obviously, I'm asking you because I see like your posts on Facebook. You're very vocal about it and all that
Yes,
stuff.
I am.
In a good way,
Yes,
obviously, in a good way.
I'm trying to be
You're a diehard Bulls fan like me.
Yes.
And
They are my basketball team.
so, do you think, are they like in the mode, do they need to just blow this thing up and pull like an OKC, get like a whole bunch of picks, get a bunch of young guys? Or do they have enough pieces in there that they just need to move some guys around and then kind of just add more weapons, add more ball players to the current roster?
I think that they do need to blow this up a little bit.
Okay.
It sounds like Vooch wants to get back to Orlando. It
I have
sounds
heard
like
that.
Levine wants to get out of Chicago and try to go back to Los Angeles. I mean, and that's just coming from the inside voices of the NBA right now talking through trade rumors. And if that's the case, I think Levine would be a guy that I don't want to direct. If I were the Bulls GM, if I were Karnisovas, I wouldn't, or the vice president, I wouldn't necessarily look to trade him directly to Los Angeles. I'd do a 3-team deal.
You usually think more out of that.
I would rather send him to try and get the 3-team deal to go to Indianapolis so that you can get Buddy Hield and I think Miles Turner, who both I know are not exactly guys that maybe everybody would say would be like committed superstars that would transform your team. Like Miles Turner is a guy that's not a head case I want to see, but he's very tempered. He's got a little bit of a temper on him. And then you've got Buddy Hield, who's certainly like a team player.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people really like Buddy Hield.
Yeah.
So I think you get your 3-point shooter in Buddy Hield. You get your down low defensive rebounder in Miles Turner. They're not going too far. They're staying within the division. I don't think Indianapolis would like to do that. But if it's for a Zach LaVine 3-team deal where maybe they get something else out of it, I think if the Los Angeles Lakers are willing to do that trade, they get LaVine, they send their picks to the Pacers, and then the Pacers send Hield and Turner to the Bulls. I think there's a chance then that the Bulls maybe not resurge, but then you have something to build on. And I also would say then with Vooch, I think you could still get maybe something out of Orlando, prospects or something like that. Because unfortunately, Wendell Carter Jr. has not been a superstar, but he's gotten better as far as rebounding and scoring. So he's right on par with Vooch in rebounding and scoring.
In his overall career, like since going there.
And that draft pick turns into Franz Wagner, who's right now going to look like one of the stable pieces they use to build with. I would even say look at DeMar DeRozan. He wants to go back to Toronto at some point in his career. Toronto right now is kind of in that weird spot of being maybe good themselves. Sending him up to Toronto to get OJ Anunoby and maybe like Gary Trent Jr. or something like that, some pieces there might be something worth pursuing as well. Because then you're adding bodies and then you're adding draft picks, hopefully.
That's the biggest thing. They don't have depth.
Yeah, and this is kind of the draft where if you want to get a star, this is the year to do it because you've got maybe three guys that could instantly step in your team and they get better and players want to play with them. And there's really only two, I think, as of right now that have established themselves, and that's Scoot Henderson and Victor Wembanyama. And everybody's going to be after those guys. And it's going to be tough because the Bulls right now have 20 wins. So everybody else has to be better than them if they want to have the best chance at the lottery.
I was going to say, it's going to be kind of hard for them to get into that lottery position.
Absolutely.
But, I mean, like you said, this is a strong class that's coming up this year.
So
they can land someone.
Yeah, so I would say for their sake, if they want to Sherman Panzer it, by all means, go for it. That's their prerogative if that's the way they want to play it. But if they don't make that decision, then they better make a decision that's going to make this team that much better. So the problem also here is, though, that we're not hearing from Karnisovas, we're not hearing from Eversley. They've been silent, and that makes a lot of people nervous because a lot of people I've talked to, at least, have said, we're getting real Garpax vibes off of this, which I'm like, no,
Don't bring that.
Please don't say that. But the problem is that this was what Garpax did. They never talked to the people. They never wanted to talk in the press conference.
And you know what's weird? Because
And we want to hear from these guys.
Karnisovas was very vocal last season.
Absolutely.
Like, we heard, like, he was on a lot.
Yeah, he was willing to talk.
This is the weirdest thing
Yeah.
about this year. It's
This
not
year
hearing
has
from him.
been strange for them considering we extended Billy Donovan in the offseason. We just didn't say anything. Then it goes to...
that was really under the radar.
Yeah, that was so weird. And then, not saying anything now, right? Billy Donovan's taking all the hits. it doesn't feel like a turnaround for the Bulls now. It feels like the Bulls are going back to where they originally were.
It was just a one-hit wonder season, which I hate to say.
I hate to say that
I
too,
think
but
we
it
were
might
all
be the case.
convinced that the Bulls were back.
But you have enough pieces here where I think DeRozan, Vucevic, Levine, Williams, White, Caruso, I think you can get a couple of first-round picks and prospects for these guys. You package them right, you could get a haul back
You can even
in a very good way.
in one of them, you can even throw Kobe White in there because I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I never was big on Kobe White, but he's playing a role really well in this season, and his shooting has been impeccable.
Yeah.
And so I mean,
Now is the time to start selling.
Yeah, the stock is high.
Yeah. And you still have that Portland pick, and that's not probably going to be utilized. So throw that pick out there as well. It's top 4 protected. So I would send that pick out ASAP as well. Trade it out.
It's hard to say. I mean, but like this is what they need.
Yeah.
I mean, because it's not working. My only concern, and I've talked to people about this, is the Bulls in the draft lately. They're not picking the wrong guys. There's something in the player development area in that organization that is not working because we've seen players that come to Chicago, get drafted from Chicago, they don't turn out well.
Yep.
You trade them away, there's a waste of a pick.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, like we've seen the jump from Wendell Carter.
Yeah.
We've seen the jump from Lauri Markkanen over at Utah. Even Daniel Gaffer's not playing that bad.
No.
So
Guys
this
are finding
is the
the
problem,
groove.
is where I get worried about. They're just going to be wasting a pick because not on the player because the player is good, and that's where they're going to waste it though because they're not developing him to where they're supposed to be. And you know what? That's where I'm afraid with Ayo, and that's why we said he could be a starting point guard elsewhere.
Yeah,
I guarantee they're gonna. I mean, I think it's going to take them a while for them to trade him because if you look, Chicago owned.
absolutely.
The city loves that.
Yeah.
Because like when they announce him in the starting lineup, they say from Chicago. They love it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think that's my worry is that you have a talent in. I mean, first off, you have a talent in Patrick Williams that he's supposed to be a superstar,
Right.
and he's not turning out to be that guy.
Yeah.
You got a all around point guard in Ayo Dosunmu that could make that leap, but he's not. But I mean, again, I think they're gonna give him more because it's only his second year and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I guarantee they're going to trade him away, and he's going to turn into something elsewhere. A lot of questions and concerns with the Bulls. That's why we really haven't been talking about them much. I don't know if you guys were really wanting us to talk about them, but I mean, what do you?
We're getting into that point now where obviously the NBA season is going to become the overlap onto the NFL as the NFL starting to. Yeah,
we're going to be talking about it more.
Maybe
sure.
not so much the Bulls, depending on what happens, but
just the NBA. In
the
general.
NBA is going to become a thing. Like we got March Madness coming up. Baseball is going to be starting up again soon, and obviously, just to point it out there too, like Cubs did make a move. Trey Mancini's going to be on the team on a 2-year deal. So Cubs could be looking good.
Cubs dove deep into the.
They sneakily got a little bit better, I think.
We had a question when I was producing the midday show on just getting people's thoughts on who's going to have more wins, the White Sox or the Cubs.
Yeah.
So right now, the over under, the Sox are more, but only by like 12.
Okay.
And so I mean, I could still see.
I take that. I would take that.
I would just my only thing is that the Cubs did definitely do more in the offseason than the White Sox did.
No, they certainly finally opened up the checkbook and spent. Meanwhile, over in Southside, somebody's being a little greedy, little bit greedy with his pocketbook. So
shocker.
We'll see if this Benintendi thing pays off, and obviously if they can. Me and TJ talked about it. Obviously, if you guys didn't catch on X-Bomb Sports, we talked about the possibility of trading for Jazz Chisholm from Miami as a second baseman. Young second baseman could be something to pair with. So if you guys want to check that out, obviously X-Bomb Sports, you guys can check out that episode.
Of course.
But yeah, so we're going to get into a lot more of the sports stuff because there's going to be a ton of stuff coming at you guys for sure.
So, all right. Well, that wraps up our Bulls talk. And that's going to wrap up Blow the Whistle because everyone here are hungry.
Absolutely. By the way, real quick.
Fame has to eat too, guys.
I wanted to say King B-Mac also said, God, Andrew interviewing Ben Simmons, shut up and take my money. Dude, I'm telling you.
Make it happen.
B-Mac, be here for that when it does happen.
It'll happen.
Because I'm going to tell everybody right now, I have at least 15. I'm not joking here. I have 15 questions already planned out for him.
This is gonna be good.
I have 50. I've written them over the last year and a half of what I would ask Ben Simmons if I had the chance to interview him.
Ben Simmons, if you were watching, I'm talking to your buddy over
Dude,
here.
I'm more than. You're my favorite player. You're my favorite player.
Hey, nice trap.
And if you ever win MVP, I would buy your jersey. So I'm never gonna buy your jersey, but
Imagine if that happens. TJ, we have this recorded.
you can put
Ben
that.
Simmons-
You can put that
Ben
on
Simmons wins
tape.
MVP.
You can put
getting
that
the
on
jersey.
tape. I've already put it out on the Twitterverse, so you all can like that, share that, whatever you want. I'll buy his jersey if he wins MVP.
We're gonna pin that tweet. We're gonna
Go
pin
for it. Go for it.
We're gonna blow it
Let's
up.
go.
All right. Well,
Show me what you got, Ben.
that again, as always, that was Blow the Whistle, greatest little internet radio show going today, everywhere,
Absolutely.
and we're gonna be
And TV show.
and TV show.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I keep saying radio. That's just how that
Yeah,
you know how that
it's
saying came about.
It's a habit, like somebody wanting to say this is Sports Town Chicago when it's not. So
Yeah, no, this is not Sports Town Show.
No.
This is our own homegrown. With that being said, I'm Tyler Butterball Buterball. As you can find me on Twitter at Tyler Buterball. You can find me on Instagram at Ty_Butterball45. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me all over places. We haven't really given ourselves shout outs in a while lately.
No, it's been a
So
hot
that's where you
minute.
can find me. You can find me on 670 The Score. Occasionally, I'm doing Bulls. I'm doing Cubs when they start. I'm doing random, like all the shows. That's how it's been
He's
lately.
everywhere. You'll hear him on the
You'll hear
radio.
me here
Yeah,
and there.
every now and then.
Then my boy Andrew, where can you find you? Where's your name too? Of course. Remind the people if they don't know.
You guys can find me. I'm at the Fluffy Guru on Twitter. I'm at Boot Crew Captain on Instagram as well. Sorry, I think my insides are eating themselves right now because I feel less hungry.
He's
but
so hungry.
yeah,
That's what's happening to me.
you guys can always find me again. XBomb Sports will be live tomorrow and on Thursday, 5:30 to 6:30, with my boy Drew. I believe so. If not, it'll be me and TJ doing our thing. You also catch our boy TJ doing Unpack with the Knack as well tomorrow, because we got to get out of here and eat, and it's getting late. So be on the lookout for that. Probably shooting for about 2:30ish is what we're going to be looking for. So be on the lookout for that. We're going to be opening up some fun packs once again. We did some shirts, so
It's always great stuff.
damn, we forgot the shirt again.
Oh, that's okay.
That's fine. We'll get
I'll
you.
get it.
We'll get you the shirt for sure.
Get
So,
it next.
but yeah, guys, check it out. Unpack with the Knack. I think we'll be shooting Tuesdays or Wednesdays for unpacking. So, okay, your fiance's going crazy back there. So
Oh,
I'll just end it at that, guys. check it out.
All right.
Because Emily's getting slap happy.
Well, we just got a shout out to our guy David Dykstra out
Yes, sir.
there. I don't know if you want to say a few words. David Double D Dykstra. I can't
No,
see.
you're good.
He's good?
Yeah, he's good.
All right,
he's all
good.
right.
He's
Yeah, at DDykstra7795 on Instagram, at David Dykstra4 on Twitter. You guys can follow him there. He is on, every show under the rainbow, pretty much at BetQL.
Yeah, he's at
this point.
BetQL. 5 to 8 Central Time in the morning on BetQL. It's oh my God, why am I going?
I don't know. I don't know what's happening anymore.
I don't know what's going. Here he comes. There he is.
Yeah,
But you can find him, and he's literally everywhere.
absolutely.
He's doing everything.
5 to 8 Central Standard Time, Monday through Friday, is the Daily Tip with host Chelsea Messenger and Michael Jenkins. You can find me Saturdays from 3 to 6. I am the producer, floor director for BetQL in the Action with Kate Constable and Matt Fortuna. It is a live reaction basketball show. I think that's about it. Yeah.
All right. DJ, our boy who held us down and making us look great on these cameras.
Absolutely.
TJ, where can they find you and all that good stuff?
Well, you can find me back here for Below the Whistle and for X-Bomb, or sometimes co-host on X-Bomb when Drew can't make it in. I got my show, Unpack with the Knack, where we open up cards and T-shirts, and I have a Stitch mystery box we may be opening up,
Sweet.
and just some other random stuff, just to see what happens. You guys, hey, send in your stuff.
Yeah.
I have no problem opening up as long as it's PG-13 because I kind of need to keep that since our other co-host for the Pokemon cards has gotten us a nice little following, and we'll also be bringing on some Japanese Pokemon cards. So
yes,
that should be interesting.
Absolutely.
Hopefully she doesn't have to go potty in the middle of our show. And if you want to find me online, TJ Knacker on Facebook and Knack300 on Instagram.
Absolutely.
Beautiful. Yeah, please go
Did
watch
you say
Unpacked.
Stitch?
Yes.
Misa like a Stitch, yeah!
Is everybody losing their minds in the back or something?
Everyone is. I mean, my fiance's spinning in
I
circles.
know, she's
on the
going
chair
in
over there.
circles. Now he's putting on an accent.
That's what happens when I don't feed her.
She literally said sit and spin, so.
So
Get us out of here.
we gotta get out of here. All right.
Yeah, we'll do your Killing Me Smalls next time.
We're gonna be Killing Me Smalls next time.
Yes.
This was your beautiful crew. This has been Blow the Whistle. Everyone, stay positive, be positive, surround yourself with positive people, and we will see you next week. Same bat time, hopefully. Same bat day, hopefully. Here. And this has been a presentation of Blow the Whistle.